Thank you for listening to Negative Art Productions. Tonight, I've been thinking about telling a story. It's a story that you need to bring up around the right people. It's my favorite kind of story. A ghost story. I have told my parents a lot of stories over the years from my childhood, and they don't remember, and it's not their fault. They're kind of getting up there. They're in their late 60s. They had 5 kids. A lot of shit happened. So I don't hold it against them at all, because that's crazy. But what I'm going to do...
my dad, Kurt Schwarzwald. So, Kurt.
I'm going to do a video of Kurt telling the story, if he remembers it. Or the thing about him is he's such a storyteller himself already. It's hard to tell what's fact and fiction, and same with my brother. My brother's a big storyteller, so it's in the family. I guess I just realized that right now. Weird. You don't think about your family in terms of from farther back. You know, you think about more of the intimate stuff when you think about family members. But anyway, so I've told other people this. I haven't told my dad, because my point is that I've been told that stories that I tell them that I remember very exact and specific, they have no memory of. So I'm interested to see if my dad remembers this, and I will have him tell a version if he does. I was 16 years old, so it's about 2006, maybe 2007, 17 years old. And my dad was always playing pranks on me, and he still does, but you know, he's a little slower these days, so they don't come as frequently as you'd want. But he'd play pranks on me. For instance, I know this isn't a ghost story, but one time, this is my story to tell people about him, because he's so funny. He's the funniest. People say how he's the funniest person they've met. He's crazy. He reminds me of a lot of Robin Williams, vice versa. So it's my high school girlfriend. I bring her home, and he's the only one in the house, and we just hear, and I run into the kitchen, and my girlfriend and my girlfriend's sister were with me, and so they run behind me, and my dad had tied himself up in a kitchen chair and put a gag on himself. Yes, he did that as a joke. That really happened. I will have him tell that one if he doesn't remember the other one, so you'll get a bonus, just a fun story from my next video, the next time I go visit my parents. So that's my dad. He's bigger than life, you know. He's just so gregarious and funny, but he's kind of a son of a bitch. Dad, you're on YouTube all the time. You should watch this so you can hear me call you a son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. I meant that in a playful way, and you're also a son of a bitch in a non-playful way. 16 years old, and I get home from hanging out. I must have been older at this point, because curfew was much later, so 17. And I get home, and it was starting to rain. It was about 11 p.m. It was in the fall. Thunderstorms are in the background. I get home, unlock the front door, get in the house, turn to the right, and usually the kitchen light is on in my parents' house. It's not. So I keep walking, and I walk up the stairs, and lightning strikes, and I look over, and I see my dad in the kitchen. Just like super cliche, lightning strikes and you can see him. I'm like, Dad, son, you have something inside you. My family calls it the Schwarzwald curse. You've been seeing things. lightning strikes. Yeah, how'd you know? Started to go faint, but that's just, you get flashes of lightning in your eyes, and that's not fun. So it skews your perception. And then I went downstairs to turn the light, and he was not there. This really happened. I know it sounds like a cliche, spooky story, woo, but this actually happened. Or was it a fever dream? That fucking happened. Told my brother, he thought I was bullshitting, and there's a lot to be said about being so heavily gaslit by your older sibling. It happened all the time. I was just constantly gaslit by everyone because I was the youngest, and it was the 90s, and my parents had 5 kids, and they were tired. So, wait, what are you gonna do? Didn't mean to delve into so much emotional baggage shit. That's weird. Sorry, everyone, if this is boring. I guess it's been on my mind. But the next video is going to be one of 2 things. My dad telling that story, if it actually happened, if he forgot, or if he did forget, we're going to film a video of him telling the story of how I introduced my high school girlfriend to him. And that's something I didn't make up. So with him being larger than life, it's just, sometimes you think it's a fever dream because of how ridiculous the truth is. That was my life. Still kind of is, but you grow up and you're not around it as much, so it's not the same. But I had fun telling my favorite story. You should subscribe because you'll get to hear the story from him directly. Well, thanks for watching. Have a spooky night.